This is SSL's 4th channel strip, and it is the 4KG. Really nice release, great plugin by Solid State Logic, aka SSL. So I've tried to mix a song with the plugin just to see how it does, you know, what the limitations are and what I can and can't do with it. So what I'm gonna do right now is play you before and after, and then we're gonna go through the functions and features of plugin, and then I'm gonna show you some nifty tips and tricks as we go through these different tracks. So we're gonna do like groups of tracks, like drums and guitars and things like that. All right, so here we go. What happens next? I tell you to move. I tell you to move. I tell you to lift yourself up off the floor. I tell you to move. And then with the plugin. What happens next? I tell you to move. I tell you to move. I tell you to lift yourself up off the floor. I tell you to move. I tell you to move. Like today it never happened. Today it never happened before. Powerful plugin. Like one plugin on every channel. Such a great release. Such an amazing plugin. All right, so let's use this one and talk about it. So EQ sections on the, what is this, the left? So EQ sections on this side, you know, you have your filters and then you have your bands. And if you need to, you have your pink knobs. If you want to go back to good old bell and shelf, you have this. Hang on a second. There we are. Then you have this button right here. You can click it, toggle these two different EQs. All right, you have your input meter, on and off or bypass. You have your preamp section. This particular plugin has impedance control right here. But this button and this control only works if the preamp is on. All right, so, and then you have your input trim, polarity inverse. Then you have your width control, pan knob, and these controls. Also, you have your, if you want to listen to the side chain, if you have a side chain, if you have a key coming in, a key input coming in, you know, listen to it. And then you have an output trim, you have your fader, you have the output meter right here, dynamic section over here. So you have your expander / gate. And then you have your compressor. This up here, if you want to, you can blend a dry signal with the compressed signal for a certain effect. Over here, you can readjust or rearrange filter, EQ, and dynamic. You know, you can have, for instance, you can do this. And if you don't want that previous combination, you can have this. But I like this. Right, you know, so that type of thing. All right, so down here you have your undo, redo, A and B. Your presets in here if you need them, version number, and oversampling on and off, off, on. Over here you have ability to go under the hood, so to speak, and look at some things. If you want to turn on the VCA Mojo analog, this has a sound. If you want to have that on or off, you can do that right there. So with this width knob, if you wanted to, you know, expand and open up the whole frequency range, you can do that. If you want to add a little bit of width or a lot of width just to the highs, you can do that. And if you want to do just the lows, you can do that. And you can select from this frequency on and up or down, you know, like you can widen from this frequency, you know, either way, up or down, whether you're doing lows or highs. All right, down here you have your makeup, and you can offset it, auto makeup and offset. All right, and enough talking. Let's so first thing I want to play for you is some drums and show you some things you can do with drums. And all right, so all right, let's start with the snare and take a look at this impedance control. So with the preamp engaged and this thing on, you can, all right, let's go here and do this. So that's our snare sound. Let me, hang on a second. Bring this a little closer. All right. So snare has a lot of energy in the top end, not very much. So I sort of like turn up the body of the snare and get rid of a lot of the high frequencies in the snare. And a lot of that sound has to do with this control right here, this control right there. If I had it all the way up, but you can turn it towards low if you want that sort of like muffled and covered up and really lo-fi. So there it is. If you want to, you play with that, and you know, maybe you want to use it, maybe you don't want to use it. But it's there for you if you want to get super creative and come up with, you know, something maybe different. Completely two different snares. And the other thing I want to bring your attention to is there's a little bit of volume difference, but so we're doing a little bit of fast attack, fast release, just slimming the drum bus and doing some parallel drum compression. So that's something you can do with this as well. A little bit of boost right there. Nothing too crazy, just a little something. Plugin sounds really good. Like so far, I don't have too many SSL plugins, but the ones I have, they have not missed, not one bit. Let's bring in the so, you know, with the so snare has a snare, wow, bass. All right, so there's an amp. All right, so not using the EQ section at all, just, you know, driving the mic pre, and then, you know, fast attack. Oh, that's the DI, on a DI. Driving the mic pre, doing some bit of aggressive compression on the DI, not too crazy. Sounds so good. All right, and then you have the amp. So on the amp, driving the VCA, this left this part alone, doing some compression. Kind of like maybe this is like a fourth quarter note on the release, I think. Slow the release down to try not to introduce too much distortion. It's already distorted, so I didn't want to. All right, and then we're gonna bypass those guitars, and then we're gonna bring these ones in. So far, guitars and drums I feel like is where this plugin really shines, is, you know, carving like new tones for drums and like acoustic guitars as well. It did really well on these acoustics. All right, so I like to EQ. So if so we have two, we have a left and a right for acoustic guitars. I like to EQ those separately. I don't like to like EQ one side and copy and paste it. I want to EQ both sides separately until I hear something that I really like. I want those to move. I want those two sides to move. So I want to EQ. I like to EQ those two separately. You can tell, like, if you look closely, you can see the EQ, compression, and all these settings change as I flip through these different plugins. So I think plugin did a really good job helping me get to this. And talking about the width control earlier, this pad used to sound like this. Now it's all warmed up and got rid of majority of the little shiny frequencies up top. But so I am using the width knob on this one, filtering out a lot of the high frequencies up to 3K, adding some 200 down here, driving the VC a little bit, compensating. I think I'm doing a little bit of compression. Yeah, really warmed it up and opened it up, like with the width knob, just a smidge. And you can see at which point, so at this frequency, everything below it is being affected by this width knob right there. So I'm doing all the lows, just the low frequencies from that point, from pretty much 2K. All right, and then from there we can jump to the lead vocal. What happens next? Everybody waits for you now. And lead vocals. Everybody waits for you now. Very aggressive, very forward sound, tight, punchy. Everybody waits for you now. Everybody waits for you now. All right, let's see what we're doing. All right, driving a pre, leaving this thing alone. Filter, so pretty much my typical vocal EQ, reducing super low frequencies. Pretty much it. I didn't go too crazy, with the. I think I am doing some compression up here though, like just a little bit of compression, fast attack, fast release, just touching the peaks. Everybody waits for you now. Nothing too crazy. And then there's like a harmony, not a harmony. No, there's no harmony in this one.
Everybody waits for you now. But what happens next? Yeah, what happens next? I dare you to move.
All right, so high shelf, low 8K, wow, 8 dBs at 10K, 940 to be exact. A little bit of a 2K boost, almost 2 dBs of 230, 2.3 rather. Open up the Q, because this is a very aggressive EQ, and I think you have 20 dBs of gain, 22 dBs of gain. Very, very super aggressive plugin. And open up the Q, pulling some 400 hertz down here, pushing 200, adding a little bit of body and some warmth, adding back some of these low frequencies that we took out over here.
Everybody waits for you now. But what happens next? Yeah, what happens next?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Everybody waits for you now. But what happens next?
I think if you have, I have a UC1 and a UF1. I think that's what you call this thing. Right here, if you have any like SSL controller hardware or whatever, this plugin is $49. If not, I think SSL is asking for 1 kidney in your pinky toe for this plugin. Great release by SSL. I have enjoyed all of the releases that I got, like all the plugins that I don't have too many. We can peek at my drawer. I don't have too many SSL plugins. I have all their channel strips. You can see them right here. And then I have the G3, which is a must-have. If you don't have it, go get it. Flex Verb, you got to have it. Vocal strip, incredible gate, go get that. You may need it. Other than that, these are all like incredible releases by SSL. So I think from like the first plugin ever made to this one, we've made such a leap. Sometimes this is the story I tell myself to like continue to support my addiction buying plugins. But sometimes, you tell yourself that story like this is the best plugin we've come up with, because the progression has been, we've made plenty of progress doing these plugins. But this is truly an amazing release. I don't know if it's because of, like, if you can't afford the Oracle SSL, I think they're coming out. I'm pretty sure it's out already. They have an SSL desk called Oracle. I think it's like $100,000 some change dollars. If you can't afford that, this is plenty good. All right, enough rambling from me. Enough rambling from me. I've been Fuego. I thank you so very much for watching. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. And other than that, again, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.